Okay, so we're in this. It's begun. It has started. Battle Pass Season 9. By the way, I'm Baron Dipidus, Brawlhalla Lore Master, a Premier Lore Master, according to the developers here with this little trophy here. Or also this painting that my sister-in-law made as well. But anyway, enough waffling. I'm here to talk about Battle Pass Season 9 reveals today. Well, the time this video is recorded. Today, the first reveals are out. And I want to talk about them because, oh boy, there's... we're going to be in for a ride, and I'm all for it, okay? So, first of all, I want to say just up front, I know nothing about the Battle Pass whatsoever. Like, literally everything that you see in public, that's all I know. This is the first Battle Pass ever since Season 1 in May in 2020. This is the first time ever that a new Battle Pass season is starting and I'm in the dark. I know nothing. The developers at Blue Mammoth Games, they did tell me that they wanted me to stay in the dark for this, and I was very intrigued. And I've basically taken that as sort of a challenge of sorts to sort of, I'm guessing, they didn't tell me this explicitly, but I'm guessing that what they want is to let me ride the hype and make videos like this that describe, that help you, you watching this to help understand what this story is all about, what's going on, why this is so exciting. So let's get over to here. So this right now is brawlhalla.com/battle pass. All of this right here is what you see. I mean, yeah. So you've got this, and of course you got the normal timer of when the next reveal is and everything. But this is what we're going to be focusing on. Well, actually, first of all, I do want to briefly show that the reveal itself. So the developers revealed the skin. So Seeker Wuxiang, really cool, and this map that has crumbling sides as well. Wuxiang the Seeker. All right, looks amazing. The progressive skin looks fantastic. The eye is opening as it's progressing and all of that. Okay, so Wuxiang the Seeker. Okay, so that's what we got. We have. And so I think probably the most significant part about this is this eye symbol that is floating above, kind of like at his forehead and everything, right? So we have this symbol right here, and then we have this symbol which we saw earlier before this first reveal. Then we have this fully animated eye opening kind of like thing, right? So there's that. I think that seems to be the most significant thing about this. Also, Wuxiang himself seems to sort of change and morph, like you see, like. There's his hair and maybe his skin or something. I'm not sure. His outfit is changing. Like there's something going on, maybe in pursuit of truth. So, so this symbol right here is what level 1 of Wuxiang the Seeker is. And by the way, so what is this? This is a kinetic novel. This is basically a visual novel that they've written for us. And just like in Battle Pass Season 8, the lore and world building was created by Taza and Calamari Pop from two of the developers at BMG, and several other people have contributed to editing it, and like Sloshla helped edit it. Part of the creed helped put the website together, and so on and so forth. And Battle Pass Season 8 was fantastic in its lore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first chapter. What we have now, and I'm going to talk about what I find significant about it. If you do not want to, if you're the kind of person who just wants to go to the reveals, you can literally click the latest reveal as well as see all revealed, and you'll get this image that kind of shows, okay, so the next reveal is expired, slow motion, AJ Moore, and all that, right? So you got that, and you can speculate on what the images mean. Fantastic system. I'm just very impressed that there's all this cool stuff. Ooh, there can be full screen. Excellent. Full screen, volume, text speed. This is basically basic visual novel stuff. So here we go. Let's read this together. Actually, what does it look like if I do full screen? There have been a few like little bugs and stuff. I can't seem to click on that now. whenever I come up with issues where like clicking something doesn't quite work, usually restarting it works for me, or not. What's going on here? Let's try this. Oh dear. Okay. Here, let me try to just reset this here. Oh wow. Oh dear. Okay. Here. I'm just going to close the browser and then open it back up. Hopefully resetting the browser will work. Okay. Well, apparently that is not quite working. Okay. So I guess for now I will do a summary of what's going on, of what you read. Okay, and then I'll make a different video later that actually has the text when I have it working. So essentially, what the first chapter is all about is, so the world has ended. There's just some sort of apocalypse has happened, right? The world has ended, and it ended a long time ago. And all that remains of that time is a story. There's like one story about how the world ended, and that's what everyone believes happened. Essentially, you know, the story goes that the world needed to gather its 4 best warriors to go up to a mountain, and basically be, and one of them would be chosen and blessed as the knower of truth or something like that. Or the truth seeker or whatever, and then that person would open the blessed gates, and all kinds of like the blessing of the gods would like rain upon everybody, and everything would be great. Well, something happened. The person who was supposed to be chosen is now known as the betrayer. Something betrayal, and now disasters are happening that are wiping out cities, turning soil into ash, and just like decimating and destroying the world essentially. And yeah, so and then, you know, some say that, you know, the gods themselves are enacting divine judgment and stuff because maybe like the heroes committed some sort of like sin or like wrongful act or something. Or some say that the betrayer themselves is the one that caused all these calamities. No one really knows for sure, but that's the story that's going around. And so now, in the present time of this, this is what everyone believes happened, and everyone's just like trying to live their lives in their own villages, not really leaving their villages and everything. But there is someone who says, "But I am going to learn the truth. I'm going to learn the truth about what happened to the world." And I believe the person who's speaking is Wuxiang the Seeker. I believe Wuxiang the Seeker is the person who is now seeking for the truth. And that makes a lot of sense with kind of like how Wuxiang is generally portrayed, right? So that's the basic story. Again, I'll make another video that reads through all the text and everything. Hopefully any bugs on this website will be fixed and everything, because honestly, the text is really, really good. And honestly, it felt like a Dark Souls JRPG kind of like intro sort of a thing. And I mean that in a very, very good way. It's so that's the story. And there's also like the chapter select that takes you to a map that shows you what, you know, all the 14 chapters, and the map basically shows some kind of like large mountain with a shroud over it, and some like statues here and there scattered everywhere. All right, so that's what we've got going on. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I gave you the summary. Now I'm going to read it. Few stories remain from before the sundering of the earth and the rending of the mountains by the apocalypse. Though those left behind, orphans of a broken world, had lost everything they had known, one story remains, solemnly endowed and recounted to the children of every succeeding generation. A story that all who live know as the remnant truth of the world as it were. The 4 greatest champions from across the land, bearing interlocking crests, were to summit the Vanguard Mountains in the east. The greatest warrior among them would be chosen by the will of the gods, knower of truth. Then they would be charged with the duty of unlocking the blessed gates and bestow unto the land bountiful divine favors from the gods themselves. And so the world united and sent forth their greatest four, all brave, valiant, and noble legends in their own right, to conquer the mountains of trial and tribulation, to bring glory to all the people of the realm. Or so they thought. As all of the people of this cursed world would come to know, even the greatest warriors were not beyond sin. No one knows for sure what could have happened, but as the great maelstroms descended upon the land, blotting out the sun and skies, so it seemed the knower of truth, the betrayer, had been seized with a lust for power, a gluttonous pride, and a vile fit of deceit. They rejected their duty, shattered the crest, felled the other champions, and refused to open the blessed gates. And so the betrayer initiated the great unbecoming. The Vanguard Mountains went first, shattering in the blazes of molten fury that erupted from every rock and crevice. They were consumed by the unrelenting storms. Then cities of the east went next, swallowed by the horrible, horrible dark. As the skies bled red, hails of divine punishment rained upon the land, piercing into the land and turning the once rich soil to ash, and leveling those great cities to dust. Great plague, famine, war, and death followed in the chaos, eons lost to time, known only as the Dark Days. The dark winds had taken half the continent before its deadly procession halted at the foot of the Ikrusk Mountains. Though the vile stench of the corrupt gales still trample upon the easterly winds even to this day, the greater maelstrom itself seemed to refuse to encroach upon the earth any further from the ravaged lands. So it seemed that the gods had finally ceased their punishment. The people remaining scrounged what they had, rebuilt what they could, and made peace with what peace could be had. From the ashes, great leaders, sages, and beasts were born. Though life had not returned to what it had been before, an uneasy truce seemed to hang in the balance between the apocalypse that had left the world unmade and the people left to scavenge what was left. Mothers say to their children that the howling winds of the west are the weeping regrets of the betrayer, a story to instill a great fear of what becomes of troublemakers. The elders say that the maelstrom merely sleeps, and that the apocalypse was no act of the gods, but of the betrayer, who still lurks in the heart of the storm, biding their time to continue their treacherous march. They speak of a new champion, the true legend of the people who, in time, must conquer the betrayer and open the blessed gates, as it was once ordained. Few dare venture outside the village of their birth. Even fewer dare question the last remaining story of the world before. But I will be the one to find the truth. There's one more speech box here. Continue. But I will be the one to find the truth behind the beginning of the end. And here is the map. So right here, Chapter 1, Story of the End. Then we have Chapter 2, Wings of Mercy. Chapter 3, The Wanderer. Chapter 4, Stupid Rules. Chapter 5, The Emperor. Chapter 6, Imperial Accord. Chapter 7, Presage. Chapter 8, The Starved One. Chapter 9, Valediction. Chapter 10, The Hallowed War. Chapter 11, Death to the Savior. Chapter 12, Ashes to Ashes. Chapter 13, Dust to Dust. And Chapter 14, The Betrayer. This is the story that we have, where this world has been ravaged by the apocalypse, and that everyone blames the betrayer, the one who was chosen to be the knower of truth. But also, that's the only story that everyone believes. And so, and here we have, I believe, Wu Shang, the Seeker, who is probably the hero who is destined to go against the betrayer. So now, with that being said, it is time to put on my theorizing hat and tell you what I think is probably going to happen. Again, I have no knowledge whatsoever of what's going on here. So here are a couple of theories that I have. All right. So I said in a previous video that I predicted that Tezca would be part of Battle Pass Season 9, because in Battle Pass Season 8, he was pulled through Rift 009, and the story of Battle Pass Season 8 was that a bunch of legends from other Battle Pass dimensions, essentially, other dimensions, which are the other Battle Passes, are being pulled into Terminus. So if that is still true, which it might not be, but if there is still some credence to that theory, then what if the thing that happened was that Tezca was pulled into Terminus, leading a vacancy of power and authority in this world, leading to the apocalypse, and maybe his sister Chell was the one who made things worse. That is one possibility. There's another possibility that I thought of, like, literally just now as I was reading the story. It talked about 4 great heroes bearing interlocking crests. Now, there is one other battle pass that talks about 4 heroes with crests. And this is kind of a weird theory here, but bear with me. So if you remember Battle Pass Season 7, that was the Dungeons & Dragons themed one, the tabletop role-playing game themed one, where basically it wasn't really a dimension, it was just kind of like several legends are playing a tabletop role-playing game together, like Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder or something, and the adventure and the setting in Battle Pass Season 7 was their tabletop adventure, basically. But in the world of that tabletop game, there were 4 heroes called the Lightbringers, and they had Lightbringer crests or pendants of some kind. They were emblems, that's what it was, okay? So what if this world here is a continuation of that world from Battle Pass Season 7? What if that world actually is a separate dimension, and the 4 great heroes were sent to, fulfill this wish to, have one of them chosen as the knower of truth and open the blessed gates and all of that. But then something happened. Whichever one of the heroes betrayed them one of the heroes broke the crest, essentially. So that is a possibility. I see some parallels there, but it could also be its own separate thing. So there is that. I think that this story that we've heard about how the world ended and how, one of the heroes is the betrayer and everything like that, I think there is a darker truth underneath all of this. I don't think it can possibly be this simple. I think, especially if you think of any of your JRPGs out there, like there's usually a truth behind the story. And usually the story has been twisted in a way, and it's not just JRPGs, it's just storytelling in general. Myth making, in creating myths, it's very common for there to be some kernel of truth behind a myth or a legend, but to also have it be twisted over time. So it could be that the knower of truth became the betrayer because of knowing some very dark truth of some kind. Okay? The fact that this is an apocalypse makes me think of also, again, Battle Pass Season 8, in which it was made clear that Loki has been pulling people from different dimensions to try to stop Ragnarok in different dimensions because he cares about his family, Thor, Odin, and all that. Because he's an ends justify the means kind of person. He's willing to allow other dimensions Ragnaroks to happen, or he's willing to experiment to try to stop Ragnaroks in other dimensions, or stop apocalypses in other dimensions to see what works, to try to go against the fates. Maybe some of his meddling is behind this as well. So a lot of various theories and speculation here, but I think the thing that I'm most confident in, however, is that I believe that the story of the end is not entirely true. I believe there is some kind of truth in there that is not reflected in the story. That somewhere the story has twisted the truth in a way that Wuxiang the Seeker will learn in this journey. Okay? Clearly Wuxiang will go up, clearly Wuxiang will go through here, go up here, and then kind of go over here to this dragon skeleton looking thing, and then go over here to this angel statue looking thing. Angel statues seem to be a bit of a motif here, a recurring theme, because we have one here, we have a little one here, and if we go to the home here and see all the reveals, I believe that one of these, which one was it? One of these looks like it's also one of the angels. Yeah, this one right here. This looks like a cloaked angel with a wing of some kind. So anyway, that's those are my thoughts. That is my thoughts about chapter 1. And also, by the way, in honor of Matt Pat's retirement, I have to say that's just a theory, a Brawlhalla theory. Actually, you know what? That's just a theory, a Brawlhalla theory. But seriously, though, I do want to take a brief moment to say that Matthew Patrick of the Game Theorist and all of his other channels, he was one of the primary inspirations for me as a lore master. And I became the lore master that I am today because I chose to focus on a couple of niche things to be a lore master for. So I'm very happy for Matt Pat and his retirement. I wanted to say that because I haven't had a chance to say that in a video. But in any case, that's it for my theorizing. I plan on using this hat whenever I am going into full theorizing speculation mode there. But yeah, those are my thoughts of Chapter 1 of Battle Pass Season 9. And I plan on making it looks like we're going to be having a new chapter every day for the next couple of weeks, which is really exciting. So I very much look forward to seeing what Calamari Pop, Taza, and the whole Brawlhalla dev team have in store for us. I am so happy that this time I get to go on this ride along with all of you, not knowing what's going to come next. This is the very first time I've been able to experience that, and I could not be more thrilled. And I'm very happy for all the people who are going to be revealing something, and you bet I'm going to be talking about all of the lore as it develops. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, all the best.